Please don't spoil the movie.
By adding your own soundtrack. Action.
And we're back.
We're back. Oh my God, it's been so long.
It's been ages.
So sorry, guys. We took, a holiday, Christmas, New Year break.
We needed a break.
Yeah.
But now we're back. You're welcome.
Now we're back. And my name is...
Oh my God.
I forget every time. My name is...
Well, clearly you remember
right
in the moment, which is annoying.
I remember things. My name is Sweeney Todd. Yes. You got something.
Score.
I didn't know what I was going to say until I said it.
My name is Willy Wonka.
There we go. And welcome back to...
Please
don't spoil the movie.
I feel like every time we never get it.
You want to do it? Try again?
Yes.
And welcome back to...
Please don't spoil the movie.
Should I keep the first part in?
Yes.
Jay, it's been so long. How are you? What have you been up to?
I am swell. It's been great. And stressful. Yeah.
What are you stressing out about?
So quick life update since y'all haven't heard from us in so long. Today is what, Friday?
Yes.
Sunday, I will be boarding a plane to go to California for work. For about a week and a half. I will be returning on February 1st, which is a Wednesday. And then as soon as I come back, that Friday, I will be competing in the Miss Louisiana USA pageant.
USA.
Yeah.
Is that
America.
Your second pageant.
Yes. And I will be holding the title of Miss New Orleans USA for the second year in a row.
Lovely.
Kudos to me. But yeah, I'm just like, as soon as I can't even really like mentally prepare because I will be in California working. And then as soon as I get back, it's like pageant mode. I'm already telling you right now, Monday, Dillard University better not come looking for me because I won't be there.
Oh,
I'm taking a mental day off Monday. I will not be going to work.
Did you tell them?
No, I'm gonna tell her the day before. I'm be like, Monica, I really need a mental day.
Okay,
She gonna give it to me.
That's just fair.
So,
well, you're done with officially done with Sensations. I know it's not called that, but for you,
Saints cheer crew, but I happily and willingly accept the name Sensations.
Yes, cool.
But yes, our 2022-2023 season is over. Our last game was January 8th. And yeah, so now once this pageant is over, I can finally rest.
Can breathe for a little bit.
I can breathe for a little bit.
But then you have to start thinking about training for that.
But then I have to train. Yes. So
when is
a hardworking woman's day is never done.
When is tryouts again?
April-ish. So they're saying.
Okay. So you got time. When does the season start?
Girl, not till August.
Dang.
So what they gonna do with us from April to August?
Y'all gotta start practicing. We're gonna get the squad back together. We're gonna get the band back together. That trope.
What's going on with you? Enough about me.
Nothing much. Just work. Apartment. Spending money, honey. Apartments are expensive.
Yeah, no one told you to get one.
Yeah, I had to transition. I had to do something.
Growth.
I
had to spread my wings and fly.
Yes, I'm tired of buying crap. I'm tired of it. I want a complete apartment, but I'm tired of buying the crap.
You won't get that for at least another year.
I think that's I know. I was like, I think that's where you're hitting it. But we just bought a rug. So now we have a coffee table rug. I want to buy the next immediate stuff on my list is we need a couple accent chairs because we don't have a couch.
Right.
I want some accent. I want some paintings to go over the couch.
Yeah, y'all definitely need those.
Yes. And that would be that for now. That's all immediate. After I get that, I feel like everything else could come in strides.
Right.
But then we really need to tackle that second bedroom, which I'm really upset that we bought. Chancellor really wanted a second bedroom. And
I think y'all need it too. What happens when y'all fight?
I know, but now we have to furnish it.
So
I'm thinking we put a day... I'm thinking that could be the daybed office.
Yeah.
Like a daybed. Not a full bed, but a daybed. A half a bed.
What is a daybed? Just keep the mattress that you already have in there.
I hate that mattress.
You ain't gotta sleep on it.
It's disgusting. It's so old. It's so old. You haven't lift those covers up. It's so old.
So you let me sleep on that thing then?
Yeah.
Infested with
it's not infested
bed bugs.
No, it's not. I mean,
mold.
I've slept on it for years, but I mean, the mattress that I have in my bedroom is from pre-Katrina. You and Josh both got new mattresses. I've had that mattress since Katrina.
Well, you should have hopped on the complaining about your mattress bandwagon.
Did y'all complain about your mattress?
I was like, Mom, I'm sick of this mattress. It's lumpy and old.
It was lumpy. But I feel like Mom was just like, in my head, Mom just bought y'all new mattresses and she never bought me a mattress. Josh,
we were both complaining about our mattresses.
I was like, why didn't I get a mattress?
Because you're the middle child and you don't seize opportunity when it comes to you.
Literally, there's a new mattress in Josh's room. Who sleeps in there? No one.
Josh.
Not Joshua. There's a new mattress in there. Why does his room get a new mattress? I think it's hilarious. Anywho, but yes, I'm getting a day bed.
Well, I actually think the reason why he got his room that's vacant, got the new mattress because he took his mattress. And so Mom was like, well, we need to put a mattress in here.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like there's a way that I got a new mattress. But anyway,
well, you don't live here anymore, so you really don't need one.
I actually really love my mattress. It's so hard, but I really love it. Sometimes I'm sleeping on like this is so tough, but I like love it. Anywho, I need to get some more decorations. I bought this nice little painting from Goodwill that I'm gonna put in my bathroom. It's like a flower. I was really happy about it.
The GW,
huh?
The GW,
my favorite place. I'm gonna keep trying to find nice little old looking paintings from Goodwill that like kind of fit. I'm gonna show you too. It's outside. It's
sweet.
But yeah, that's it. Just money.
Money, honey.
I actually need more money. Like I'm at my job right now. I'm like, oof, I need like a $10,000 raise.
Isn't there a white heterosexual male who makes six figures?
Yes.
Who has like the same position as you?
No, he's technically my boss, but he's only been there for a year. But I will give him.
And isn't he like 2 years younger than you?
No, he's like a year older.
And isn't he? Doesn't he just have his GED?
Isn't he homeless?
Can he even read?
Did they find him off the street? Right. No. I will give him that he's only been there for a year. He makes six figures. I know this because I have, I have access to everyone's pay. I don't know if I should be saying that. I work in the payroll department and it allows me to see certain things. So he makes six figures. He's only been there for a year, but I will say the team that he was on, everyone quit like after 3 months. 3 months that he was there, and he had to figure everything out for himself.
Wow.
And the crap that happens it's not like easy stuff. And he figured it out, bless him.
I guess.
Because I'd have been
the pay increase.
Right, I would have been packing my bags. Like
right.
Get somebody else to figure
I'm
this
out
out.
too.
Yeah.
Good for him, I guess.
Yeah. Any new movies? Have you seen? Have you watched the new Matilda?
Yes, I did watch. Thank you. We watched the new Matilda.
You watched it, then we watched it.
Yeah, I saw it twice. And it was different from the original. First thing, if you haven't watched it yet, prepared. It's incredibly British. Heavy on the Brit. Heavy on the Brit.
Yes.
And I was just like, why are they not speaking English right now? This is weird.
And it's very, I mean, it is a musical, but it's very musical. Like, even like, like movies, like you could watch, like in the original Matilda, you can see Matilda and Miss Honey really connect. But in this movie, I didn't really see the connection.
When were they even around each other?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just like a musical. Like, they don't have time to connect because we have to sing in the next 5 minutes.
And then, honestly, I didn't think any of the songs were that catchy either. But I was like, I don't like any of these songs.
Maybe I like the end song, but I might just like their dancing with the
the TikTok dance moves that they were doing. But all in all, it was cute. I didn't dislike it.
Yeah, those kids in those movies, bravo.
Yeah. And I think it was really because I feel like I often, when I watch a remake, I never like it as much as I like the original.
Amen. But it's also a musical, so it's really hard to compare the two.
But I think it stood on its own. I liked it.
Yeah, very different. I wouldn't. Yeah,
because it was so different.
Yeah, I don't think you could compare the two.
Yeah.
What else? I feel like I wanted to talk about something.
You watched Knives Out. I haven't seen it.
Oh, yes. The new Glass Onion Knives Out. So good. Do yourself a favor. Watch it.
Don't spoil it because
I really liked it. It's a murder mystery. Who done it? And I don't know. They told it in a fun way. It was really long, but I really liked it.
It was better than the original, right?
I did not like the original. Yes.
God awful.
I did not like
that first film.
And honestly, if my grandfather's nurse took all the money to his inheritance, I would be mad too. Like,
I would be pissed.
Yes.
I'm like, who the hell is this chick?
I know. I'd be so mad. I'm like
salty.
Yeah. I would have killed him and her too.
Right.
It would have been. I would have done it.
Right. Y'all would have known it was me.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh, I watched a scary movie the other day. It was called Barbarian. Really loved it. I'm really getting into horror films right now. It's my era. You should see Jade's face. She's disgusted.
I cannot.
It was good. I'm not like, I don't know. Once they show the monster, I'm over it. I'm like, okay, I've seen her.
So move on to something lighthearted.
Wow.
Positive. Think adolescence. Think now I'm old as hell. Think 80s. Think early 2000s. Think Airhead and I don't know what to do with my life because I just woke up and I don't know where I am.
Yes. Think Carrie Bradshaw.
Think Groundhog's Day. Think, you know Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, but it's like he's reliving the same day over and over and over.
Oh, wait, that is Groundhog's Day. Think, what's the one with Tom Hanks and he did? Big. Think Big. Like when he dances on the piano. Uh-huh. That's the one. Think big. Think little. Think New York. Accordion. Think Barbie Dreamhouse.
Think High School Lover.
Think Fairy Dust. Think
Wishes.
Once Upon a Star. Think 80s Mean Girls. Okay, and that brings us to the movie that we're doing. Drum roll, please. 13 going on 30.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, are you ready?
Yes. Give me that history. It's been so long.
I know. Okay, summary. A girl who is sick of the social structures of junior high is transformed into a grown-up overnight.
Yes.
In this feel-good fairy tale, teenager, Jenna, the young version, played by Krista B. Allen, wants so desperately to be popular and have a boyfriend. But when she's unable to acquire either of the two things, she fantasizes about being a well-adjusted adult. Suddenly, her secret desire becomes a reality, and she is transformed into a 30-year-old woman played by Jennifer Garner. But adulthood, with its own set of male-female challenges, isn't as easy as it looks. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, that's it. Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
So here are the facts and figures. It was directed by Gary Winnick and written by Kathy Yespa and Josh Goldsmith.
Okay, Josh.
Released on April 23rd, 2004. Oh my goodness, I forgot to include the budget in the box office. How embarrassing.
That's what happens when we get out of touch.
That's right. So yeah, it was released.
You want to let me guess, right?
Of course. It was released April 30th. April 23rd, 2004. The budget, please.
There's a lot going on here. New York City. The budget was $30 million.
Oh my God, guys. She's getting so much better at this. Oh my goodness. You're really close. 37.
Okay. Yes. Look at
go. And box office.
Oof. 50 million?
Okay. Not a bad guess. Oh, well.
Did it do great? 60 million?
No, it is not 60 million.
40 million. Did they break even?
You're going too low.
100 million?
93. Oh, God. 96.5 million.
That's crazy. Good for them. 20 million to 96. Wow.
Okay. So, the film received generally positive reviews, from critics. And the soundtrack charted the top 50 on the U.S. Billboard 200s.
Okay. They're just popping their songs. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't really got that
much. It's none of my business.
Yeah, I mean, they had Thriller in there.
So, up for the role to play Jenna Rink was Gwyneth Paltrow.
Which one's Gwyneth Paltrow?
I honestly... Oh, she's in Shakespeare in Love. I don't know what else she'd be in besides Shakespeare in Love.
But I know her name so much.
Yeah, she's so popular to say she's been in next to nothing.
Oh, she's got that, she's got a healthcare line now, though.
Yeah, Goop.
Oh, she was in Shallow Hal.
Yes. Anywho, Hilary Swank
Yes.
which I could see because she
They're the
looks like
same
Jennifer
person.
Garner.
They're the same person.
Renee Zellweger, who also could have done that role very well, but I feel like that's too close to Bridget Jones' Diary.
Oh, yeah.
So they were all considered for the role, but Jennifer Garner was offered the role after she received a Golden Globe for her role in Alias. Because she was like hot on the market.
Yeah, they were like, give me her.
Give me her. She's perfect. Okay, let's go over the cast. That's all I've got because no one else was up for anything. I tried to see who was up for Mark Ruffalo's spot, but they didn't give me anything.
One time I was thinking, I was like, I watched 13 Going on the Third maybe like a year or two ago, and I was like, what are he up to? He doesn't do anything nowadays.
Yeah, I remember you said that to me, and I was like, are you stupid? He's literally the Hulk.
Okay, but I will say that some people will say that celebrities who do or actors who do superhero movies are sold, or they're sold out. They sold out.
Wait, what?
Some actors or like people,
Oh, oh yeah, people who aren't in Marvel movies really talk bad about the people who are.
I kind of get it, but
no, I get it.
Oh, she's like, I get it.
No, I get it.
Well, he can't. I mean, he's not going to do anything but the Hulk. I don't know how long his contract is, but we might never see him play something else besides the Hulk.
But he don't need to.
He don't need to. But some people love acting for the love of it, not for the money of it.
I mean, yeah.
The
only person who I think has found the sweet spot in all of this is Zoe Saldana.
You think?
Yeah.
She was saying, I read something the other day, she's like, she felt locked in. Like she felt, what's the word? Like she can trapped. In her role, her very minimal role. Wait, I don't think
in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't think they could do
the lesser of the Marvel movies.
That's a good movie. I like it, but I don't think they're allowed to like do other stuff for a little bit.
I mean, probably not.
Yeah. You can't. I feel like you have to you have to uphold your image, and I'm sure like either you can't do anything or the things you can do, they need to approve.
But what I mean, like she's blockbuster movie. Like, she was in
Avatar. Casablanca? No.
Casablanca. What's this movie called? Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
She be in the big
This is her genre.
This is her genre,
true,
really. I mean, she be doing them little small movies, but nobody see that.
Yeah, true.
So.
Yeah. But I love Mark. But also part of it was I don't watch the new Marvel movies. That's why it didn't come to mind that he was in the Hulk. I've seen them, but like I'm not paying attention. I'm not keeping up.
Right.
It's not my genre.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Cast. Jennifer Garner plays Jenna Rink. Krista B. Allen plays young Jenna Rink. Mark Ruffalo plays Matt Flamhalf. Yep. Sean Marqueux plays young Matt Flamhalf. Judy Greer as Lucy Tom Wyman. And then Alexandra Kyle as young Lucy Wyman. Andy Serkis as Richard Nealon, which is their boss. Kathy Baker as Beverly Rink, the mom. I don't even know why I put this in here.
Yeah, you can
the parents are irrelevant. But I do want to highlight 6 chicks that are now...
Yes. Are
relatively famous.
Yeah.
So Ashley Benson from Pretty Little Liars plays the 6th chick. Don't ask me what number. Then Brittany Curran plays the 6th chick. Not a name recognizer, but if you saw her face, you'd be like, oh, she was in that childhood movie, that kids movie that I saw 10 years ago. I remember her. I know that face.
Yes.
And then Brie Larson, Captain Marvel.
Yes. Oh, right.
Doing it big as well. And I would like to point out that first of all, there's a lot of people in this movie that have been in Marvel movies. Brie Larson, Mark Ruffalo.
Which is so funny.
The girl who plays Tom, apparently she's in Ant-Man. I've never seen Ant-Man. But she's apparently...
Whoa, is she?
Apparently.
Love you, Giggly Squad.
But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
Cool. All right. Let's turn this party up to 11.
All right.
You don't get that.
Ooh, I'm about to dive in. Whoa.
Okay. So, the movie opens with Jenna Rink.
I always thought it was Rig. Right. Jenna Rig.
Jenna Rink.
But clearly it's Rink.
Rink,
I
yeah.
mean, clearly based off the spelling, it's Rink, but I always thought it was
Jenna
Rig.
Rink. We can call it whatever we want.
This is our show.
Yeah, this is our show. Okay. So it starts off with Jenna getting her school photo taken. And she wants it to be gorgeous. She wants to be popular. That's her whole shtick. But she wants to take a fabulous photo, but the photographer keeps calling her the wrong name, like Judy or something, and she's getting thrown off.
She's like, it's Jenna!
And for whatever reason, this man takes a picture of her mid correcting him.
It's Jenna! And her mouth all open. She looks all awkward and weird. And it's a horrible photo.
Sir, how dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you take my money and give me this photo? So I guess it's like a couple weeks later. She gets the printout of her photo. She's upset because it is hideous. I would not have paid for that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like the school photos brought back memories. I was like, oh, I remember we used to do school photos.
I know, right? TBT.
So while she's in the hallway, Jenna runs into her BFF, Maddie. I'm going to call him Maddie when he's young and Matt when he's older, if you're wondering.
Maddie when he's
younger and Matt when he's older.
Fair is fair.
Yes. And he's really into photography. He takes they didn't call this back then, a selfie on his camera. Mm-hmm. It's a professional camera. It's very legit. And we find out that it's Jenna's 13th birthday. So while she's in the hall, Jenna and Maddie run into the popular clique, the Six Chicks, which is consisted of the
original Mean Girls.
Yes, and it's consisted of famous actors now. And their leader is Tom Tom, which I think that nickname is so cute.
It is cute.
I love it. And she's basically making fun of Maddie. That's her thing. That's her. And did he say something mean back? I don't know. But she's always on Maddie's top.
She calls him Beaver because he's got baby fat.
And
he has like chubby cheeks.
The little bodysuit they put on him. He literally has a pot belly.
No. That wasn't a bodysuit.
That was his stomach?
That was his body.
Oh, okay. They put on tight clothes on him because.
Well, yeah, he's supposed to be a little chubby.
Yeah, he's got a little pot belly.
He's so precious.
He's
precious.
So cute. He's wearing like Cosby sweaters. It's not helping anything. They're like too small. And Tom Tom's very popular. She shares her lovely school photo. Jenna's probably obsessed and jealous.
Yeah, she's like, look at my picture.
Yeah.
I'm gorgeous. And you are not.
You're hideous. You ugly thing.
And I'm rubbing it in.
Stupid. So Tom tells Jenna that I'm so sorry I can't come to your 13th birthday party today because we have to work on our group project. All 6 of them, whatever. That's y'all in a group project with 6 of y'all.
How all 6? I ain't never. How? First of all, group project assignments are at random.
Right.
Or as they should be. And what group project got 6 people in it?
Right. And y'all in the same class? Get out of here.
So yeah, they're basically like, we can't come to your party because
girl.
the 6 chicks and I have to work on this project.
Mm-hmm.
And we were gonna, bring Chris Crandy, which is Jenna's crush. And they were like, we're gonna bring Chris Crandy with us, but since we have to do this report, we can't come, and neither can Chris. And Jenna, scrambles in her brain, and she's like, oh my God, Chris is going to come to my party? And she was like, well, I can do the report for you. That way you can come, and you can bring Chris. And of course, that was Tom Tom's plan the whole while. Was to manipulate her into writing their report.
Jenna is such a nerd and so needy and adorable. I feel so for her.
They're both adorable. Her and Matt.
Yes, they are.
So now she's all excited because they're like, okay, cool. We'll come to your little 13-year-old basement party now. You're welcome.
Not basement party. So Jenna and Maddie are walking home from school, and Maddie is very upset to hear that Jenna actually invited the 6 chicks to her party. Honestly, had they not come, it would just been a party for the 2 of them because she invited no one else. But that's besides the point.
They were the party.
They were the party.
So Jenna is basically like, I invited them because, they're really cool and I want to be a 6 chick one day.
Don't we all?
And they're just amazing. And then Maddie's like, sweetheart, there is 6 of them for a reason. You can't be the 7th 6 chick. It's mathematically impossible.
Right.
And he's like, they're just so boring anyway. And then she's like, yeah, but I don't care about being boring because I want to be cool.
Mm-hmm. And Maddie basically thinks a lot of her, and she doesn't think a lot of herself.
Low self-esteem. It's very evident.
And and the two share Razzles, which is a very like significant candy to their relationship, which is like a candy that is both a candy and a gum. And then we see them go into each other's houses, and we learn that they are also neighbors, and they do their iconic goodbye.
Arrivederci.
All right, bye. And so, flash forward, Jenna is getting ready for her little party, and she's watching the music video, Jesse's Girl. You know I want Jesse's Girl.
I kind of put that in there because I knew that was like, you love that song.
Oh my God.
I would have left that out, but I was like, Jay loves Jesse's Girl.
I love that song so much. Every time it came, I watched the movie like twice when I was at work, and every time I was singing it so loud. I want Jesse's Girl. But anywho, that song's going on. And she's like stuffing her bra, and then she's just like being, you know, a 13-year-old girl.
Amen.
She's like kissing the TV.
Mm-hmm.
She's being weird.
Yes.
And then so as she's like kissing the TV, her parents barge in with like a video camera, and they're like, "Happy 13th birthday, honey." And then she's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? Get out."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like all embarrassed, and she like jumps on her bed and puts her head in the pillow. So her mom's like, "What's wrong with you?" And she's like, "Do you have on a bra? Like, why do your tits look so big right now?" And she was like, because she was like stuffing her bra, and she's like, "Literally, what's going on with you?" And basically she's just like, "I don't feel pretty, and I want to be pretty like the girls in the magazines, Mom." And her mom's just basically like, "Honey, you might never look like those girls in the magazine because I feel like she was calling her ugly. No. I felt like she was trying to call her daughter ugly. But I thought she was calling her ugly. But she's like, "You may never look like these girls in the magazines, but you are beautiful in your own way." And she's like, "I don't want to be pretty my own way. I want to be generic pretty, Mom." And then she's like, "I want to look like the girls in Pose magazine."
Mm-hmm.
Poise magazine. And she's like, "I want to be 30 and flirty and thriving, hunty." And then she's like, "Sweetheart, you'll be 30 one day, but for right now, you're 13. Calm down." Right. And then Jenna's just like, "I want to be 30.
Right. And her mom leaves. She restuffs her bra. She's 13. Doesn't matter. So downstairs, what?
She's 13. It doesn't matter.
So the party's downstairs in the basement. And before the party starts, we see Jenna dancing to Thriller by Michael Jackson. She's doing the whole dance. You guys know it. If you don't know it, then you're young. But she's doing that. And then Maddie walks in with his gift to give to her, which is a Jenna Playhouse, which is like a play on the Jenna Dream House, which is a play on the Barbie Dream House. It's very intricate. There's like pictures.
Very impressive.
To
say that a 13-year-old boy made this, It looks like it was store-bought.
Right. It's like doll
manufactured
version of them.
straight out of China.
Right. It's very nice.
It's grade A.
Bless him. And he's like, "I want you to have this, love you, kisses." He doesn't say that. But and then at the very end, he like puts like wishing dust on top of it.
Like pixie dust.
Yeah. It's for wishes, and it's to make wishes.
Yeah.
A wink. So their cute moment is then interrupted by the arrival of the 6 chicks. And Jenna starts to freak out, and she hides Maddie's lovely gift in her closet. And she claims that it's, to make room for the party. Sorry, Maddie.
And then so Jenny goes upstairs. She opens the door. She greets the 6 chicks. She's like, "Hey, girls." And they literally just stare at her blankly. And they all take off their jackets and throw them onto her as if she's a coat rack. And she's like, "Okay, thanks for coming." And then as they walk into the home and make their way to the basement, Chris Crandy pulls up in his like 1980s like looking car, and he gets out and he looks like he hasn't hit puberty yet. His balls haven't dropped. He looks like a 12-year-old.
But I would say he has beautiful hair.
Great hair, though. He looks like a little girl. He looks like a pretty little girl. That's what he looks like. But he arrives, and Jenna is swooning, and she's super excited.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward downstairs to the basement. All the guests have arrived, which is literally just Chris Crandy, his 2 friends, and then the 6 chicks, and then Jenna and Maddie.
Yeah.
And Maddie is playing his music, and he is dancing by himself awkwardly.
Love him.
And it's like some rock. I don't even know what kind of music it is.
But Literally, he's the definition of dancing like no one's watching.
Yes. It's giving silent disco party. Like
He's the only one doing it.
Yeah. And everyone is literally just staring at him. And then Tom goes up to Jenna and is like, what is this? And she's like, well, I don't know. It's Matt's music. And so Tom, she turns off the music and she's like, your music sucks to Maddie. And then Maddie's like, you're just a robot. And then so Maddie goes up to Jenna and is basically like, hey, I'm going to go across the street to get my accordion and I'll be right back, okay? And so under peer pressure to impress the 6 chicks and Chris Crandy, she is very mean to Maddie and says, do whatever you want, Maddie. It's not like I need a play-by-play. And then they all chuckle and laugh at him. And he feels played.
Don't like that scene.
It's not that big of a deal.
No, it is a big deal.
I didn't think it was that bad. I was like,
he's literally our only friend.
He comes back.
He does come back because he's accepting the abuse.
He's accepting the abuse.
So
that's what you do when you're in love.
I guess he is in love, yes. But Tom suggests that they play 7 Minutes in Heaven, and she tells Jenna that Chris wants to play first. And she puts a blindfold on Jenna, and she pushes her in the closet. And then before she does that, she's like, "So, and where's my project proposal?" And she's like, "It's over there." And Tom's like, "Great." But when she's in the closet, the 6 chicks and what's his name?
Chris
Crandy. They all grab some food and they run out.
They literally cleared the entire table of food.
They're messed
Cheetos, the pretzels. The punch.
Yeah. Girl, you better
pizza squares.
As a black mom, I'd be like, girl, you better bring back my bowl. Are you crazy?
And then so as they're making their exit, Maddie is returning and he's coming downstairs and he's like, what's going on? Where's everybody going? And Tom is like, well, Jenna is waiting for you in the closet. So Maddie goes to the closet. He opens the door. He finds Jenna on the floor blindfolded. Mm-hmm. And of course, Jenna being told that she was going to be playing 7 Minutes in Heaven with Chris Crandy. Mm-hmm. Think it's Chris Crandy opening the door.
That's what I was promised.
And then so she's basically like, are you there? Is that you? What are you doing in here?
I've been waiting for you.
I've been waiting for you. And then Maddie is not saying anything, but he's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She's like, liking me? Like, is this really happening? Is this really gonna be our moment? So then he like goes in. What did she say? Like, kiss me already?
No, he's like they like grab hands and he's going in for a kiss.
So he's like going in for the kiss and she's like, oh, Chris. And Maddie's like, Chris?
He says Chris like
Ty?
He says Chris like their boyfriend and girlfriend.
Like, he says it like, how dare you cheat on me?
Right.
And then he's like, Chris, it's Maddie. And then she instantly takes off the blindfold. And she's like, where is everybody? What did you do? And he's like, they left. And she's like, why did you make them leave? And he's like, I didn't make them leave. And then she's like, get out. Go away. I don't want to be with you. I just want to be alone. And he's like, Jenna, calm down. Let me just play you this song on my accordion.
Oh,
it'll make you feel better.
And he's like, I wrote it for you.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Yes. That's so sad.
He's like, I wrote this for you.
That is so sad. And then she goes back in the closet and she's like,
I hate me. I hate everybody.
Jenna, what are you talking about?
I want to be 30.
Just let me play you this song, okay? It'll make you feel better.
I want to be 30. 30 and flirty and thriving. 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 30 and flirty and thriving.
And while she's doing that, like she's like banging her head against the closet, and the pixie dust from
the dollhouse is falling onto her. And we get a little shift in scene.
A little fast forward.
And now we see Jenna in the bed sleeping. And she slowly is making her way up. She's getting up. And we see that she is no longer a 13-year-old child, but now a fully grown 30-year-old woman.
What the hell?
So yeah. So she's getting out of the bed. She's like kind of like disheveled. And she, like, is in a room that she doesn't recognize.
She's calling for her mom.
She's calling for her mom and her dad. She's in a hallway she doesn't recognize. She's, like, moving really slow and confused. And then she eventually looks at herself in the mirror and now sees that she is a full-grown Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah.
And she freaks the F out, as she should.
Could you imagine if you, like...
Can you imagine waking up... I mean, we're 30 now. Can you imagine waking up 60? I'd be pissed. 45?
I mean, going from 13 to 30 is a big jump. It's
That's
like, is this
a
me?
huge jump.
I would have a mental breakdown.
Literally.
So then she tries to call her parents, but she gets a voice message on their phone saying they're on a cruise, and she's immediately like, y'all went on a cruise without me? But she's a grown woman, so of course she didn't come. Anyway, so after she's like walking around in her apartment, she finds a naked guy whom she has no memory of, and he comes out the shower. And he's like, hey, baby. And she's like, what the hell are you doing here? And he's like, you're joking, blah, blah, blah. So he takes his towel off because, i.e., this is her boyfriend, but she doesn't realize that. She freaks out. She grabs her coat and her shoes, and she runs out the door. So now she's on the streets of New York. Because before, I guess she's from New Jersey.
Yeah.
So, but now she's living in New York. So she's in the streets of New York. She's outside of her apartment, and there's a woman who claims to be her friend. He's like, hey, Jenna, come on, get in the car. Let's go. And Jenna's like, I don't know you. I can't get in the car with you. But then she notices that the naked man from her apartment is like peering down at her. And he's like, hey, baby, what are you doing? And she's like, okay, I'll get in the car with you, strange woman.
Because she's like, anything to get away from this
him.
naked man that's in my apartment.
Nothing.
Calling me sweet bottom. I must get away.
Got to go.
So she hops in a limo with this blonde-haired woman, and she still doesn't really know what's going on. She doesn't know who this woman is, and she's like, she's freaking out.
She's trying to explain the situation to her,
and the blonde woman is not really giving her much thought. She's just like, yeah, we're gonna be late for work. Get in the car. Why are you dressed like this? Oh my God, are you pregnant? Oh my God, you're my best friend, but like, why are you wearing a silk dress to work?
So 80s or whatever, 90s.
Yes. So as they're getting closer and closer to their destination, we get more information.
Right.
So the friend is basically like, Jenna, you are a big time magazine editor at Poise. I'm your best friend. We work together. Get it together.
Yeah, then let's go.
And Jenna's like, okay, yeah, sure. I mean, like, okay. And then she's like, look, we've got this meeting. We're just gonna tell people you're hungover, and that's gonna be that. Because obviously,
I don't know what this is.
I don't know what this is.
Which is also, she was looking at the magazine from Poise. Now she works at Poise. Full circle moment, man.
Full circle.
So at work, Jenna and Lucy is her friend that she doesn't know the name of yet. Lucy, going straight to the meeting. And before the meeting starts, her secretary or her assistant finds her, and then she asks her assistant, can you do me a favor? I need you to find this man, which is Maddie. And she shoos her assistant off. And then their boss, Richard, tells
Richard.
Huge love fan. Richard.
Love his energy.
That he's got
think dark hair, pale skin, green eyes, gay, and fabulous.
He's
British.
And British. He seems like a really good boss.
He seems like a really fun guy to work for.
Yes. So Richard is telling them that Sparkle has basically the same stories, the same covers for them for the last 7 months. But I'm assuming Sparkle comes out.
Same articles.
Everything. I'm assuming they're coming out first, and then Poise is coming out like maybe right after, or maybe at the same time. I don't know.
I feel like Poise is coming out
first, and then Sparkle's like right after.
Well, it must actually no. It must be Sparkle coming out
first,
and
then like Poise like right after. For like the past 7 months, this is happening, and I think you have an article every month. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows how magazines work?
And anyway,
but basically, Sparkle is copying all of their content,
and then they're selling more stuff.
Yeah, and they're doing it much better.
They're doing it much better.
They're stealing their things, and they're winning.
Yes, and they basically believe that someone from Poise is selling their information to Sparkle.
Yeah,
they just don't know who it is.
And what's his name?
Richard X
is basically just like, this is the 7th, magazine in the month. And then Lucy is basically like, look, we're putting up firewalls. We're firing people left and right. Jenna just fired this chick yesterday. She's like, we're doing everything that we can. Like, we're trying to get it under control.
I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Which is funny that she really didn't know what was going on. She's
didn't.
like, she's the mean girl. I don't know. She's like truly the mean girl.
What?
Because like Lucy
doesn't know what's going on.
yeah, she doesn't. But I'm just surprised because it seems like she would do that. But
Yeah.
Jenna's character, Jenna would also do that.
Right.
Wink, wink. But anywho, so I think Richard asks Jenna a question that she doesn't know the answer to, so she excuses herself. She's like, I gotta go. And she goes to her office and she sees her big girl office for the first time. It's really cute. She sees a picture of the naked man from earlier, and it's a picture of her with this naked man. It's her boyfriend. She doesn't realize that yet. And she also sees a picture of Madonna, and it's signed by Madonna. And she's like, oh my God, I'm freaking amazing.
She's like, oh my goodness, am I friends with Madonna?
Donna? That is crazy. I would piss my pants.
Her assistant, then Jenna's assistant walks by or comes in, and she's basically like, hey, I have a couple of messages for you. Your mom called, but I left a message.
But I like shoot her off.
Yeah, she was like, your mom called, but I told her you were in a meeting or something. And then she was like, oh my God, my mom called, you should have told me. And then her assistant's like, well, you told me to screen all of the calls from your parents. And then she was like, oh my God, I told you that? And she's like, please don't fire me. And then she's like, no, I'm not going to fire you. I just didn't know I said that.
Yeah, sorry.
So we learned that Jenna basically ignores her parents.
Yes. This is a different Jenna.
This is a different Jenna Rink.
It's a different Jenna.
She fired somebody yesterday.
She
She screens her parents' calls.
She screens her parents' calls.
She trifling.
She's friends with Lucy's crazy behind.
Yeah.
She's a terrible friend. And then her sister tells Jenna that she was able to track down Maddie. Oh, wait. Assistant. Sorry.
Oh.
Did I say? I don't know what it said.
You said sister.
Her assistant tells Jenna that she was able to track down Maddie, and she gets the address from her assistant. Maddie lives in New York, and she takes off to go see him. So at Matt's apartment, he's like, who are you?
Yeah.
She like gets, like New York City, you have to buzz up. He like buzzes her up on accident because he thinks it's his food delivery. She comes to the door and he's like, you're not Chinese food.
Right.
You don't have anything in your hand. And she, because he doesn't recognize her. And she's like, Maddie. She's trying to explain some stuff, and he's like, Jenna Rink? She's like, yes, it's me. And
He like immediately like jumps on him and
Yeah.
like hugs him, and he's like, okay, come
What's
in,
going
I guess.
on?
And then
He doesn't look happy to see her.
Yeah, not at all. He looks
Confusion.
very upset
Confusion.
very confused.
Mhm.
So she enters his apartment and she's basically like, Maddie, I was 13 yesterday, and today I woke up and I'm like this, and you look like this, and I don't know what's going on. And then he's basically like, are you on drugs?
He asked
Are you like high? What's going on? He accused her of being on drugs.
A drug addict.
And she's like, no, Maddie, I was 13 yesterday and now I'm 30. What's
Mhm.
going on? And then she was like, you're my best friend. I need your help. And he's like, no, I'm not.
I haven't talked to you since high school.
And then
girl.
she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, Jenna, I haven't spoken to you since we were in high school.
Mhm.
You don't know me. I don't know you. I don't understand why you showed up at my apartment today.
Right.
But he's like, I don't know you. I can't help you.
Mhm.
And at that point, she freaks out.
Done.
She's like, ah! And she's like, I need water. I need a fluffy pillow. And he's like, oh my God, this deranged woman's in my apartment.
Please calm down.
And he's like, okay, fine. Like, I'll get you a fluffy pillow. I'll get you a glass of water. It'll be fine. She's like, please, please. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure. All right.
Okay. So she finally calms down. He's like, okay, I'll help you find your apartment since you acting like you got amnesia.
Since you're having a mental break.
Yes, you don't know anything's going on. I'll help you find your apartment. So on their walk to her Jenna's apartment, Jenna tries to figure out like why they aren't friends anymore. Like what's going on. And he's not really saying much. He's saying, look, we haven't talked to high school. It is what it is. They finally find her apartment, and she's like, he was about to walk off and like let her go up by herself, but she I forgot what she says.
So on their walk, she's basically like inquiring. She's like, I mean, did we talk during Christmas? And he's like, don't you go to like St. Bart's during Christmas?
He said, doesn't your group go to St.
yeah,
Bart's?
he's like, don't you and your like group of friends
Which
go to St.
he
Bart's?
really does not like her.
And then she's just like, well, when was the last time we saw each other? And he was like, I think I saw you in a window like 6 years ago shopping.
A frosty window.
Like they are completely disconnected, and
Yeah.
she's really trying to get to the bottom of it, of like, why doesn't she know this
beef.
person?
He's clearly bothered.
Right.
He's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, why are you playing this dodo act?
Yeah. So once they finally arrive to her apartment, she's like, Maddie, who's St. Bart's? And he's like, oh, this girl's helpless. So he goes up to her apartment. So now he's walking her down memory lane. He pulls out a yearbook and she's flipping through it. And she's like, oh my God, Maddie, was I a 6 chick? And she's like, and then Maddie's basically like, you were kind of their leader. And then she's like, oh my goodness, and Tom, I wonder what happened to her. And Maddie's like, or Matt, since he's an adult now. Yeah. Matt is basically like, the last time I heard, y'all are still really good friends. I'm pretty sure that y'all work together. And then she's like, oh my God, yes, she's Lucy. Oh my God, just crazy. So funny. And then she's like, oh my God, and I went to prom with Chris Crandy. And then she's like, oh my God, I got everything that I ever wanted. And Maddie's like, yep. You sure did. You had an incredible high school experience. Wow, these were the worst days of my life. Yes. And he's Maddie. Like, you got everything you ever wanted, and I'm really happy for you, I guess. He's hating. He is hating from outside the club. It's something that he needs to talk about his therapist with. He needs to unpack this. He's got to unpack that. But I don't blame him. I'm like, ugh. He's got some wounds. Yes. So meanwhile, while she's, making all these revelations, she gets a phone call. And it's somebody inquiring about what time she wants to be picked up via limo for some party that she will be attending. Work event. That evening. And she's like, oh yes, 7:00. I'll be ready for my limo at this time. Thank you. Thank you. And she hangs up the phone and she's like, oh my God, I'm going to a party in a limo. I'm going to a party in a limo. And then Matt is basically like, yeah, well, it looks like you're back to your normal self, so I'm gonna make my exit. I'm gonna go ahead and excuse myself. And Jenna's like, wait, Matt, you don't want to go to the party? And he's like, yeah, no, I'm okay. I gotta work. And she's like, oh my God, yeah, I forgot. You're an adult. You have to work. It's crazy that we both have like jobs, right? Like, it's crazy. And he's like, yeah. Yes. That's why you live in this fancy apartment. That's how, adults have to do. So he excuses himself. She walks him to the door. So he walks out. He's making his way to the elevator. And she's like, Matt. He's like, yeah. She's like, arrivederci. And he's like, she's like, Matt. And he's like, au revoir. Au revoir. And then she closes the door. But he stands in the hallway and looks at the closed door and has this like longing, lingering look of like, he's like, could it be? Could it happen? Not could it be. Could it be? He's like, oh, I'm in love with this girl and I don't want to be. Yes. So the next scene is a movie montage. And we love a movie montage. Love a movie montage. And it's Jenna getting ready for the party. And then after she's done getting dressed, we get her iconic movie dress from this movie. That rainbow color dress that she wears. You've all seen it. You've all seen it. We all know it. When you think of this movie, it's a dress. Yes. You know it. Love it. So on her way to the party, Jenna gets in the elevator and she runs into this 13-year-old named Becky who lives in her neighborhood. It's her neighbor. And Jenna introduces herself to her. And the girl says that Jenna never bothered to talk to her before and is just like, why are you talking to me? Why are you talking to me? Because we're neighbors, but you never talk to me. And Jenna's like, oh, she's doing that whole like, who, me? She's like, oh my God, why would I do that? Why would I do that? But they strike up a conversation. And Jenna invites her, like, come over sometime. Yeah, she's like, we should totally, I'm so sorry for never inviting you over. You should totally come hang out with me at some point. No, it's a red flag. I'm like, yeah, you're like 30 and I'm 13. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. Even though we're both girls, but it's still weird. And mentally 13, but whatever. They make their way off the elevator, and Jenna's basically like, hey, Becca, can you tell that I'm, like, wearing underwear? Because I totally am. And she's like, yeah, that's kind of the point. Because she's wearing a thong for the first time. This was her, like, first time wearing a thong. She's like, oh, yeah, let's do this. She feels full grown. So then Jenna makes her way to the party. She's in her limo. She's a limo for sticking out, right? She's sticking out of the sunroof. She's riding around in Times Square. She's really living like 30. The Carrie Bradshaw on steroids lifestyle here. Yeah. So she arrives at the party. She runs into Lucy, and she goes up to her, and she's like, "Hey, Tom Tom." And then Lucy's like, "Oh my God, I haven't heard that name since high school. No one calls me that since I got my nose job." And then Jenna's like, oh my God, you got a nose job? And to Lucy's reply, she's like, yes, but yours is much better. So they both got nose jobs. Yes. They both are insecure. Nope. I take that back. That doesn't make you insecure because you got a nose job. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
But Lucy's a terrible person, and so was old Jenna.
But the reasons why they got nose jobs, though, is because they're insecure.
Yes. So Jenna's living her best life at the party. She's drinking. What is she drinking?
Pina coladas. I love a good pina colada.
Back to back.
I love a good Pinot.
I like them, but like eventually, I feel like I started to get like sugary plaque on my teeth, and
probably so.
Yeah, but Jenna's been drinking them back to back.
This is probably this is the first time I'm sure she's ever had alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
So. And pina coladas aren't not even a strong drink, but I'm sure she is
tipsy. She's tipsy.
She is tipsy.
So
she makes her way downstairs, and as she makes her way downstairs, Lucy's basically like, "Oh my god, it's only 11 o'clock and people are leaving.
The party's lame."
Yeah, and Jenna's like, "Oh my god, it's 11 o'clock. Oh my god, we're still out on a school night. This is so cool." And Lucy's like, "What is wrong with you?"
But I feel like promotional work parties are kind of lame. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah. But this is supposed to be like the Vogue.
I guess, right.
So it shouldn't be. But so as they're making their way downstairs and they're talking about what a dud the party is, they bump into the editor-in-chief of Sparkle magazine.
They're
Trish,
competitors.
Somebody. Yeah, they're competitors. And Lucy gives her like this snarky comment like, "Oh my god, Trish, like, is life really that bad that you had to come to our party and steal our food? God, put some crab in your purse and go home." And
that's funny.
Trish is basically like, "Oh my goodness, I'm just here to gloat, and y'all's magazine is in the toilet while my magazine is flourishing."
Who invited her?
Why
would y'all invite her? Like, they're clearly stealing your stuff.
Right, you don't need like a name on the list to get in here.
Right, who invited her?
But anywho, so Jonah's basically like, "You know what? You're frizzy and rude, and I don't like you.
You're frizzy."
Love that. and Trish is basically like, "Well, thankfully I'm not worried about being liked, but I'm going to make my exit here.
Gotta go.
But right before, I'm just going to gloat one more time that y'all's magazine is in the toilet and mine is thriving." So yeah.
And then Richard, so that girl leaves, and then Richard comes up and has the same complaint. "This party is lame. What is happening?" And Jenna's like, "Well, the music sucks." And Jenna's like, takes it upon herself to go to the DJ stand, and she requests a song. And that song is Thriller.
So Jenna, being the youthful little girl that she is, she makes her way to the dance floor. First of all, this venue space is huge. A huge place. Gorgeous
Something
place.
smaller, please.
Yeah. And she's literally the only human being on the dance floor, on this very large dance floor. And she very awkwardly begins to do the choreo to Thriller. Very slowly and very unsure of herself.
I wonder, like,
She
how
looks
many
ridiculous.
people knew, like, how popular was it to know the dance? It's not that hard.
It's not, yeah.
Y'all can't see us, but we're doing the dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she starts to do the choreo
By herself.
and she looks very unsure of herself.
Crazy.
But as she begins to do it, we see Matt make an entrance
Yes.
to the party. And she's like, "Oh my God, Maddie, you came. And she's like,
Come,
trying to like get him to come dance with her. And he's like, no, don't touch me. And she runs over and she grabs him. And he's like, "No, please don't make me do this." But reluctantly, he begins to do the dance with her.
Because he was a dancer in his day. He used to dance like no one was watching back when he was
he
younger.
used to dance like it was silent disco.
Like, I don't forget.
Right.
Get your ass on the dance floor, dude.
So they're doing the choreography, and then that prompts everybody at the party.
Oh my God, they're having so much fun on the dance floor.
Group think, everyone.
Oh my God, guys, I know this dance.
Oh my God, the cool people are doing the Thriller dance. Maybe we should do the Thriller dance.
Let's do it.
Regina George was wearing army boots and flip flops, so I bought army boots.
I
and
know
flip flops
exactly.
So everyone joins them on the dance floor, and they're now doing the Thriller dance in this movie choreo dance number.
Yes, the party has been saved.
I read while
tell me,
doing my
tell me.
search that Mark Ruffalo almost didn't do this movie because of this dance scene.
I can see that.
When I read it, I was like, yeah, I was like, I could have guessed that.
Whenever they make actors dance,
Yes.
I'm like,
White men specifically.
I'm like, was there pushback or like?
I know
how
there
did
has
this happen?
been because you can see the disdain on their face every single time.
Because
I remember there's an episode of New Girl. It's when it's like Schmidt and Cece's engagement party.
And
Schmidt does like a little like an Indian dance number, and then like Nick joins in. I was like, I know he did not want to. He looks. They both look like awkward white men dancing, but Nick especially. And I'm just like, I know he did not want to do this at all. Like, it's just like, stop making white men dance. Just like, stop, because they don't want to do it, and we don't want to see it. Like, it doesn't look good on anybody for anyone.
I just started watching John Cena's new show.
The one where he's like anti-hero?
Yeah. What's it called? Peacemaker. But anywho, in the beginning of it, like the theme song is they dance. And, like everyone dances, but it's kind of like awkward.
Dancing?
Yes. He's dancing through a whole, and I'm just like, how did y'all get all these actors to do this dance?
Right.
Because I know someone had to be upset.
If not all of them.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I feel like sometimes it takes away from like the seriousness of it. I don't know.
Well, luckily this isn't a serious movie.
Yeah, Mark, you know what you signed up for.
Right. But yeah, so everyone's doing the dance number, and while they're dancing, Mark cannot take his eyes.
I'm sorry.
You're right. Matt. See, that's going to be confusing because in reality, his name is Mark, and in the movie, his name is Matt.
How dare he?
The audacity. But Maddie cannot take his eyes off of Jenna while they're doing this dance number.
He's doing that longing thing again.
Yeah, it's like he's doing that longing look that he was doing on the elevator. So he's like, I can't slip back into this. And he's like, he grabs Jenna. He's like, I gotta go. And she's like, Maddie, no. And he's like, yeah, I gotta go. So he leaves. She,
continues to dance.
She joins the party and she continues to dance the night away. Richard is like, oh my God, I love you. Look what you've done. You've made this dud into a real party. Praise you, Jenna Rink.
Praise her. Oh, hell, Jenna.
Next scene.
Jenna is living her best 30-year-old life. We see another montage of her blowing cash. She's buying designer. She's got people helping her with the bags that she's got because she's buying so much crap.
She's getting into more limos.
Yes. She's having a park day. She's eating ice cream in Central Park by herself. She runs into a group of dogs. She's having like a night in with a green mask. She's just like living 30s.
She is literally 30, flirty,
and thriving. Yes.
She is thriving.
Oh my God. When we turn 30, we should have a 30, flirty, and thriving theme party.
Oh my God. None of you can steal it. If you steal it, y'all are thieves. Yes. This is the proof right now.
Oh
You're right.
Yeah. We CC'd that. We put we trademarked that.
LLC,
my lovers. We should.
We'll take you to court.
See you in court. We should totally do that. But anywho, so that night, Jenna and Lucy. What the hell? Lucy. What's her name? Lucy are having a cocktail. They're at a bar. And Lucy's like, hey, there's a hot guy behind you that's checking you out. And Jenna's like, takes a look. She's like, oh yeah, he is checking me out. Should I go talk to him? And Lucy is like, yeah, totally. Why Jenna walk up to a 13-year-old boy and it starts flirting with him?
Can I borrow your ketchup? Sure. I actually came over here because I think you're really cute.
So do you want to go out sometime?
Yeah.
We're gonna
Can you
take
drive?
off now. Time to go. What, do you want to go to jail? I'm a bad guy.
Man? Gross.
Girl.
Ma'am.
Side note. No. In my youth, I can't say it now, but in my youth, I thought the boy was cute because he was cute,
handsome.
He was
a
cute
handsome
little boy.
man. Yes,
cute little boy. What is wrong with her? What's wrong?
Like,
with her?
you're an adult now.
Are you forgetting that you're 30?
She did.
And then Lucy's like, "What is wrong with you?" She like grabs her by the arm. She's like, "I was talking about this guy."
I was talking about the grown man.
And Jenna's like, "Oh, the old man. Oh, gross, gross."
Lock her up. So Lucy drags Jenna out of the bar because she was trying to be a pedophile. And outside the bar, Jenna sees the naked man across the street again. And Lucy's like, yeah, that is your boyfriend. He's also happens to be a famous hockey player. Because he's like on the other side of the sidewalk signing some autographs, talking to people because he's so famous.
Right.
And Jenna's like, oh, okay, cool.
She's like, oh.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
Fun fact. I have a boyfriend.
So So while they're outside, also on the street, they run into Maddie.
Matt, he's a grown adult.
He's walking.
He's not funny anymore. He's serious.
He's like literally no fun. He's like anti-happiness.
Yeah, ain't no Maddie. Matt.
And he is corporate. He is 9 to 5.
Yes.
He is no fun.
Yeah,
oh my
those
God.
like high school days really.
He's literally like Stanley from The Office.
Yes.
Like he's just, I hate life.
High school really messed him up.
It
He
really
hasn't gotten
did.
over it.
He's like scarred.
It's okay to find joy in things, sir.
Right.
I know Jenna broke her heart, but Jesus.
So she walks out and she sees Matt and she's like, oh my God, Maddie, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh my God, Jenna, hey. And he was like, well, I was just shopping with my emerges this other woman coming out of the store. And she's like, oh my God, Maddie, is this Jenna? Jenna, I've heard so much about you. My name is, what's even her name?
Wendy.
Ugh, horrible name for a horrible woman. She's like, I'm Wendy. I'm Matt's fiance. And Jenna's like, record scratch, fiance. And she's like, oh my God, yes, girl. Maddie told me all about your little blast from the past. It's so nice that he was able to help you.
Can I talk about how watching this back now? She's so passive aggressive.
Yeah.
I used to think she was like nice, but like she's actually like doing a bit. She's like, Maddie told me about y'all's little fling. Ha 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 ha.
It's weird because it's like, is she trying to be nice or is she's really trying to be passive?
She's throwing shade every time. She's like, she's watching Jenna.
Yeah.
She's not stupid. She's watching her.
And then Jenna's like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. Are you a photographer too? And she's like, haha, looks like y'all talked a lot about me. No, I'm an anchor woman.
But she says everything so nicely. That's what pisses me off.
Right.
Just be mean.
She's like delivering these petty lines, but with like a smile.
She's like, oh, you guys have not talked about me, huh? That doesn't bother me at all.
So Jenna's like, oh, okay, great. Like, so are you an anchor woman here in New York? And she's like, no, I'm an anchor woman in Chicago. And I was just talking about how me and Maddie are just officially going to move out there. And Jenna's like, you're moving to Chicago? And Matt's like, well, maybe, kind of.
He's not so...
And then Wendy's like, yes, he's moving to Chicago.
What is Matt doing? Like, obviously you moved... Someone has to... Y'all are engaged.
Y'all are literally engaged. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, possibly.
Does he know what's going on? Do you know that you asked her
Do you know
to
you're getting married?
Did you know you asked her to marry you?
Do you know once you're married, you kind of have to live together?
Yeah,
That's
he was
kinda
like,
a
I don't
thing.
know.
He's like, yeah, well, I don't know. This isn't your girlfriend of 3 months. This is your fiance.
Yeah,
honey.
he's like, I don't know how we got here.
Right.
He's like, I'm confused.
So, amidst their conversation, the hockey player who was previously signing autographs makes his way over, and he's like, hey, who are you folks? And he introduces himself to Matt and Wendy. And then Jenna's like, oh yeah, this is my friend Matt, and this is his friend Wendy. And then Wendy's like, fiance. And Jenna, because she does not know her boyfriend's name, cannot introduce him.
This is
And then Maddie saves the day, and he's like, oh, I know who you are. You're a hockey player. You're Alex whoever.
Carlson.
Who?
Alex Carson.
You're Alex Carson.
And Alex he's very nice, but he sounds like an idiot.
He is. But amongst this awkward conversation of them each meeting each other's significant others, Jenna and Maddie go their separate ways with their dates. And Alex asks Tom Lucy if he can steal Jenna away for the night. And Lucy's like, oh my God, yeah, totally. And Jenna is nervous because she's like, Lucy, should I go back to his apartment? And Lucy is basically like, sweetheart, you're a grown woman. Yes. Go play some games.
Lucy is over this little...
She's over this childish act.
She's
like, I've had it up to here with you in this behavior.
Right.
Grow up.
So at Alex's apartment, Jenna is expecting, in my head, like a G-rated game night. She's like, let's play a game.
Let's play Clue. Let's
play Clue. Right.
Checkers.
But Alex has other intentions because he's a man.
Because he's 30 years old.
Yes.
And he's with his girlfriend.
So
obviously he thinks he's going to do what 30-year-olds do with their girlfriends.
Yes. So he begins to like kiss on her neck, and she like starts giggling, and she can't stop giggling. And she's like, get up.
She's like, get off of me.
He's like, oh, okay. I know what this is about. I owe you a sex tease, a strip tease. So he gets up, he puts on Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby.
The number one song I want to hear is sex tease too.
So as Ice Ice Baby, he's taking off his shirt. He's taking off his pants.
Who's got the best moves on and off the ice?
Jenna is freaking the hell out. He makes it all the way down to his literal tighty whities, and Jenna's like, "Oh, please."
She's super uncomfortable. She's like, "We can play Monopoly.
We can play Parcheesi.
We can play checkerboard. Like, please just put your clothes on."
She's shocked and appalled.
So that's kind of the end of their very horribly gone wrong date night.
I wonder if they have more on behind the scenes between those two.
Yeah, probably so. So the next day, Jenna is telling Becca, the 13-year-old neighbor of hers, about her endeavors with Alex from the previous night.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Becca's just like, oh my god, boys are just so dumb.
They are.
And Jenna's like, sweetheart, you have no idea.
I have no idea.
And they part ways. Jenna's like, good luck on fractions. Becca's like, have fun at work. And Jenna is off to Poise headquarters.
I forget what she's wearing in the scene. I can't remember.
It's something so cute.
Is it the
and then she has like the chopsticks.
Yeah, chopsticks
in her hair.
She has such cute outfits in this movie.
Oh, 5-star.
Such
5-star.
outfits.
I think the chopsticks outfit was one of my favorites.
Me too.
After the dress, of course.
Love. So at work, they're in another meeting, and Richard has more bad news. And he says that the magazine is doing badly, and he has heard from corporate that they are forced to do a redesign.
They're selling less than 600,000 units, while Sparkle is selling over 1 million.
Millions, baby.
So basically, he's like, we got to do a rebrand.
Corporate's pushing it down. Redesign. We got to start from scratch.
And everyone's like, redesign?
That's social suicide.
That is a death sentence. And Jenna, being the positive, happy-go-lucky 13-year-old that she is, she's like, no, it's not. This is an opportunity for us to have some fun.
I will punch you in the face.
Oh my girl.
This is an opportunity to have
She's
some
like,
fun.
she gives like this speech. She's like, F Sparkle, we're the OGs. We can do this, and we're going to do it, and we're going to make it work, and everybody's going to love it.
Yeah. And everyone's hopeful. Lucy's like, what's going on?
And then that's when Richard is basically like, yeah, sure, cool. I just hope you two, talking about Jenna and Lucy, my dynamic duo, I cannot wait to see what y'all come up with together.
Right.
And Jenna's like, yeah, sure. And Lucy's like, no thanks. Sure.
So as Jenna is leaving this meeting, her secretary is by her, and she's giving her all her messages. And her secretary wants to like give her like the written copy, but Jenna's like, read them out to me. And they're like, do you remember what they're saying?
They're literally like horrible. They're like, I can't believe you stole my... Someone from like... She's like... Amber from wherever is like, I can't believe you stole my idea, you backstabbing slore.
Oh, that's the girl she fired. Must be.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Because she did steal her. We learned later on that she stole her idea and fired her.
You backstabbing slore, that's low even for you. I can't wait to see you in a coffin in a pantsuit.
Yeah.
And then someone else is like, I hope you rot in hell, blah, blah, blah. And Jenna's just basically like, okay, maybe I should read these to myself. And then the assistant's like, yes, please, thank you. So we're just kind of slowly finding out, like, the Jenna that we didn't know before this movie began is just kind of horrible.
A terrible person. Like,
she's not very nice.
She's worse than Lucy.
Yes.
And Lucy's a terrible
person. So
Jenna goes back into her office, and she gets a ring-a-ding-ding from her secretary, and her secretary is like, so-and-so is here to see you. And she's like, who's that? It's Becky's wife from printing. I mean, Becky's husband from printing. And she's like, okay, send him in. So he walks in, and he immediately starts kissing on her. And she's like, ew, back off. I don't even kiss my boyfriend.
And he's like, why are you acting like that? Pookie?
Pookie.
He's like, why are you acting like that, Pookie? And she's like, Pookie? More like Pookie.
Aren't you married? He's like, that didn't stop you before when we were in here a week ago. And she's like,
again, we find out that she's a horrible person because she's having an affair with the husband of somebody she works with. So yeah, she's like really disturbed, and he tries to come onto her again, and she ultimately kicks him in the groin.
Yes.
And she runs out of her office, and as she runs out, she's walking down the hall, and she catches Lucy talking to one of their coworkers in private. And Lucy is basically like, I can't believe we have to do this rebrand, but I will not be doing it with Jenna. She has been so weird, and I'm so sick of her. And she fired the girl who we were just talking about, whoever, and stole her ideas. And she was like, I've had enough of her, and I just don't want to deal with her anymore.
And I'm cutting her out of my redesign plan.
And Jenna... feelings are hurt.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, ugh.
I really like what it's like a lot coming on to her.
Yeah. It's just like she was just thriving a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And now she's just like getting hit with a lot.
Yes. The reality.
First the mean messages. Then she finds out she's sleeping with a married man. Now she finds out her best friend hates her.
Yes.
It's just, she's unpacking a lot in the last 10 minutes.
A lot. Poor thing.
So after she's been plummeled with a bunch of bad news, Jenna goes to Matt's apartment, and she asks him to go on a walk with her. And of course, since he's in love with her secretly, he agrees. So Jenny and him, they're walking the New York streets, and Jenna asks him if he thinks that Wendy is his soulmate. And him being Ebenezer Scrooge is like, I don't believe in that stuff. And he's like, I haven't felt that way about a girl since high school, i.e. Jenna. And then that probes Jenna to ask him, you know what, Manny, why aren't we friends anymore? Like, what happened to us in high school? Like, why did we fall out? And he's basically like, oh, you know what? I really don't know. I really don't remember. And she's like, come on. Yeah, you do. Right. Go ahead and tell me.
You're upset about something.
And he's basically like, I think the last thing I can remember is your 13th birthday. And she's like, yes, I remember. We were playing 7 Minutes in Heaven. And
he calls it Spin the Rapist.
What did he call it?
He calls it Spin the Rapist.
When he said it, I was like, what is he saying? I couldn't understand.
He says Spin the Rapist. You were playing like Spin the Rapist.
He was like,
he like mumbles it.
Yeah. He's like, at your party, you're playing like Spin the Rapist.
He's
and
so
then she's
funny.
like, yeah, 7 Minutes in Heaven. Yeah,
like,
right.
Spin the Rapist.
She completely ignores that remark. And she's like, yeah, we're playing 7 Minutes in Heaven.
He mumbles it. Like, you almost, like, if you, like, I played it back. I was like, does he say rapist? Like, I played it back a couple times. I was like, oh, that's what he's saying.
So she's like, yeah, we're playing 7 Minutes in Heaven. And then everybody ditched, but that's the last thing I can remember. And then he was basically like, I don't know, I got you this Barbie dream house that I made and handcrafted myself.
Took him 3 weeks.
And you threw it at my head, and that was basically the end of it.
He said that was the last time you talked to me.
Yeah, she was like, that's the last time we ever spoke. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he's trying to play it off and like be nonchalant. He's like, no, it's fine. He's like, I don't really care. He's like, it doesn't matter. And she's like, it matters to me. And then she was like, I just don't know what kind of person I am today. She's like, I sleep around with married men. I don't have a good reputation. I don't have any friends. I don't talk to my parents. She's just like, I don't know who I am. And then she's just like, she's literally like, I'm not 13 anymore. And she literally like runs off. And he's like, Jenna? She's like literally like, bye.
Gotta go.
She's like, got a blast.
Could you imagine like stop being friends with your best friend and then they're literally your next door neighbor?
Yeah,
see
that's
each other
so awkward.
every day for the next like 10 years.
Yeah, that actually is really weird.
Jesus. So after that conversation, she takes off and she goes to her parents' house
in New Jersey.
She sees her
Long Island.
Right. She sees her old room, which her parents had like turned into like, you know, the exercise room, the junk room. She's like kind of emotional about it. Then she heads to the basement, back to the closet, you know, that she started this whole shindig off with. She gets in there, she sits down, she starts to cry, and she starts to bang her body on the walls. At this time, her parents come home from their vacation, and then they find her downstairs in the closet. She's very happy to see them. They're crying. She's crying. The parents are worried. They're like, what's going on? You don't even call us, but now you're in our basement crying. Anywho.
Like, why are you here?
Yeah. So it's kind of like a little montage thingy. So that night, she's like sleeping on the couch or in some room, and it's like raining and it's thundering, and I guess she can't go to sleep, and she's scared. And then she goes to her parents' room, and she climbs into bed with her, like right next to her mom, and they sleep in the same bed together. And I think that's the cutest scene
precious
ever. Her mom is like, "Oh,
My little baby's back."
It's so sweet. I love it. So the next morning, Jenna and her mom are having breakfast, and Jenna asks her mom if there was something she could take back, would she, or like, what would it be? And her mom is like, I wouldn't correct any of my mistakes she has made, because without mistakes, she wouldn't have learned how to make things right. And Jenna's like, okay, because she's made old Jenna, which is not her. Well, even 13-year-old Jenna has made a lot of mistakes. And this is really, pivotal to her character development. So now Jenna is back in New York, and she's looking over some yearbooks, and she's getting some inspiration to do this whole Poise rebrand. And she's like, you can see her staying up late in her office. She's putting together, what do you call it, like lookbooks, or I don't know, kind of collages of her ideas. But it has to do with like her old yearbook. So
she's clicking it into overdrive, though.
So she's staying late. She runs into Lucy in the elevator, and Lucy's like, hey, I hope you don't mind, but I've kind of been working on my own thing for the rebrand. It just came up. Like,
I've been trying to call you.
Yeah.
I've tried to reach out. Oh, really? Says Jenna. I haven't gotten any messages. She's like, I was really busy.
Something's wrong with your phone.
Just working on my own thing.
Yeah.
I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
And Jenna's like, yeah, that's fine. Because I've been doing the same. And then she had the nerve to feel played. Like,
right. And then Jenna walks out the elevator first, leaving Lucy in her dust.
Period, poo.
Adios, ho. So, later on, Jenna meets Matt in the park, and he brings all his photography stuff. He doesn't really know what's going on. And she's like, hey, I've decided to hire you for my yearbook inspired redesign photo shoot. This is because that's what she's going to be presenting to Richard and the higher ups as the future for Poise. And she wants Matt to lead the charge.
She wants him to be the photographer.
Yes. So the theme is class of 2004. And we get like a whole montage of like a winter formal. They're doing like these like graduation-esque photo shoots.
Yeah, like this like graduating class of 20.
Yeah.
I was about to say 2014. 2004.
And then you see like Jenna and Matt like even slower falling in love.
Yeah, he's like taking pictures of like the models, but then he's like looking over at her while her hair's blowing in the wind, and she's like holding a lollipop, and she looks super pretty.
Yeah.
Then there's like a prom photo shoot, and there's like music. Why? I don't know why there's music playing at this photo shoot, because it's a photo. So why do we need music? But anywho,
in the motion,
there's playing music at this prom photo shoot, and then he grabs her to dance. So they're literally just bonding and connecting. And he was already in love with her, but now he's really in love with her.
And he's smiling. He's like letting his guard down.
He looks happy.
Yes. Finally. So the two are spending more and more time together, falling in love. And after the photo shoot montage, Jenna and Matt are like looking over the photos that he's taken. And Matt's like, okay. Once again, he's like, I'm falling in love with you a little more. It's getting late. I got to go. But Jenna's like, can we go get some Razzles? And he's like, Matt's like,
Razzles? I haven't had Razzles in like 15 years.
I love Razzles. So that gets him to continue to hang out with her. The two go to get some Razzles, and they're walking around eating their Razzles, and they somehow find a swing set, and the two start swinging, and they're like, let's see who can fly off the swing the furthest. And they like push off the swing, they land in the dirt, they start laughing, ha 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 ha. And Matt climbs on top of Jenna, and he looks her in the eyes, and he gives her a big fat kiss.
He plants one on her.
It's actually super cute. And then he like sits up, and he sits up because he's like, in a way that he's like, I got some figuring out to do. Like I need to like,
yeah, like when he sits up, it's like
it's not like I shouldn't have done that, but it's like.
He's like, oh, what am I going to do?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of movies are like, I'm so sorry, and they like run off. But he didn't like run off. He's just like, okay.
Yeah, because i.e. he's also getting married in 2 weeks. I feel like we didn't mention the time frame, or we haven't.
Did we know the time frame in this movie?
The same. Well, when what's his name? Walter? Richard comes in and mentions the rebrand. He said, we have 2 weeks to do it.
Right. But see, yeah.
But, and then
he gets, yeah,
when her and, so that's, but that same day, when she goes to ask Matt for a walk, she's like, I can't believe you're getting married. And he's like, yeah, in 2 weeks. So the same day.
Oh, I missed that.
Of the rebrand presentation is the same day of his wedding.
See, when he goes to see, or like, I didn't know he was getting married so soon until like the girl was like, we're getting married tomorrow. I didn't even know he mentioned he was getting married in 2 weeks. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. When they were walking, she was like, I can't believe you're getting married. And he's like, yeah, in 2 weeks.
That's crazy. He does not like Wendy. He's not in, he's like, I don't even know if we're gonna live together.
Why did he propose to her? Like, does he even like her?
Like, what was his game plan? Y'all wasn't gonna move
like
together?
We know you don't love her, but do you even like her?
Like, does he even like her? They seem like polar opposites.
Yeah.
He's very chill and she's very like fake happy.
Right. It's peculiar.
It's freaking peculiar. So the next day, we get like a cute scene of Jenna having a sleepover with the 13-year-old, I forgot what her name is, Becky from the elevator, her neighbor, and I guess all of Becky's 13-year-old friends. And
Jenna is the only adult there.
And she's basically running them the story of the kiss. They're all goo-goo gaga-ing over the story. And she's like, yeah, I think I love him. Or like, I love him. I'm like, damn, girl, not love.
And they're basically like, well, you're going to see him again? And then she's like, well, it's not that easy. It's complicated. When you're adult, you'll understand. And the girls are just basically like, well, at least you have something to dream about. And then like one girl with like braces and like frizzy hair, and she's like, no one's gonna jump on your bones when you have a mouth full of metal. And then Jenna's basically like, hey ladies,
not up in here.
We are young. We are strong.
Yes.
Heartache to heartache.
We stand strong.
We stand.
No
promises.
No regrets.
No demands.
No demands. Love is a battlefield.
Love is a battlefield.
Oh.
So, she tells him that. And then that prompts her and the girls to now play Love is a Battlefield by...
Oof, don't know her name. 1 second. Actually, it's actually a really good song.
By Pat Benatar?
Yes, sorry.
Y'all never heard of her.
Sorry to this woman.
Yeah, whatever. So they played that song, and now we have like a dance number. Well, not a dance number, but a
little dance, like
a
little
choreo.
Yeah, no choreo. Right.
But a dance party to that song,
yes.
which I love that song.
Love.
So it's a great scene.
So accurate.
So much woman empowerment amongst these 13-year-old girls and Jenna.
Yeah, I hope they had a great time.
It looks like they were having fun.
Yes. So next scene we see Matt I think he's daydreaming because him and Jenna had plans that night to go to dinner. And he's like daydreaming about it so much that I feel like he forgot he had a fiance. And his fiance, Wendy, comes up behind him, covers his eye. He's like, oh, I didn't think you'd be here so soon. Because he thought it was Jenna. He turns around, it's Wendy. She's like, yeah, I came back a day early. He's like, shell-shocked. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot about you. I've just been falling in love with Jenna.
Right.
So Wendy and Matt go out to lunch. And she's just talking about the marriage. He's not really paying attention. And then she mentions marriage. And then he like snaps out of his like daydream. He looks at her and he's like, basically, he looks like, oh shit, like I can't do this.
I'm like, I forgot that we were getting married.
You can tell they're not made for each other because she is literally talking, and he's not paying attention. He looks depressed.
He doesn't even look up at her.
He looks so disinterested.
He's like in his soup.
Yeah.
Shameful.
And then when she says marriage, he's like, I can't do this.
So we go to the next scene.
15.
And Lucy is basically giving her pitch for the redesign, the rebrand. And basically her rebrand is basically like dark and kind of edgy, and she's basically like, it's fashion suicide, death, cocaine. Like, it's very...
The new and improved poise will explore the last frontier. It will go heroin chic, one better. It will OD. It will kill. Cause of death? Chicness. The new poise will go farther than any fashion magazine ever before. It will be deadly serious. Fashion suicide.
And once her presentation is all wrapped up, she like looks to Richard and she's like, "What do you think?" And he looks like he wants to hang himself. He is not impressed. He is not pleased. This is not what he was anticipating or expecting.
He's like, I'm out of job.
he's literally like, we're fired.
Yeah.
And Lucy is pissed. But it does not go well. She leaves out of that conference room. She's knocking stuff over. She's kicking people in the face. She is not happy. So then Richard basically goes up to Jenna and is basically like, "Okay, why are you and Lucy not working together on this? I'm nervous." He's like, "I don't really care about what Lucy has. I'm more interested in what you have." And then she's like, "Oh my God, thank you. That's so sweet." He's like, "I'm not saying that to be sweet. I'm saying that to put pressure on you because what are you going to do if this is garbage?" And then she was like, "Hang in there. My prints are ready. I'm going to go get them and then I'll be back and then I'll give the presentation." And he's like, "Where is my life going?" He's freaking out.
Right.
So Jenna and her assistant, they leave. They go pick up the prints.
They're
they only
bonding.
have a couple of minutes to make it in time to be back and give their presentation. They arrive. It's time for the presentation, and it's very beautiful. It's a very opposite of what Lucy was trying to sell. So she starts off, and she has all these models who look, you know, unreal and unrealistic. And she's like, "Who are these girls? Do any of you recognize them? Do any of you know them? Because I surely don't." And then she takes their pictures down and then she picks up, she's like, "I want to see my best friend's older sister, my next door neighbor, my first cousin, the girls on the soccer team. These are the girls who I want to see in magazines. These are the girls who I want to see in Pose."
Let's put life back into the magazine. And fun and laughter and silliness. I think all of us want to feel something that we've forgotten or turned our backs on. Because maybe we didn't realize how much we were leaving behind. We need to remember what used to be good.
So it's really like heartfelt, really like, you know, really bubbly.
It's kind
and
of
sweet.
like what her mom was saying. Like, you'll never be like the girls from, you know, the magazines.
Pretty much.
But you would be you.
Yeah. So
that's what
pretty
people
much.
want to see.
And that's what she's selling.
Yes.
You know, your average, ordinary, everyday girl. And, you know, she gives like this whole like speech that goes along with it. And everybody loves it. Everybody's teary-eyed. Richard loves it. And he's like, "We'll bring it to corporate tomorrow morning. Poise is back, baby." And at this moment, it feels like the day has really been saved. Yeah. And Richard is like, "But who is this mystery photographer?" And she's like, "Oh, Matt." And he's like, "Oh my God, is he gay?" And then Jenna's like, "Are you gay?"
She says, "Is he a Martha?"
He was like, "Is he a
Martha?
A full-on Martha or something like that?" And she's like, "No, Matt."
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like, "Is he gay?" And she's like, "Are you gay?"
He's like, "No, are you gay?" He's like, "Stop it, girl. Get out of my face."
And he's like, "Huh, you're hilarious, Jenna."
So while that was going on, Lucy goes into Jenna's office.
And she's snooping.
And while she's snooping inside Jenna's desk, and while she's doing that, she finds letters from Sparkle addressed to Jenna. And it is revealed that it turns out that old Jenna, not new Jenna, was the one that was leaking the information to Sparkle. And I was thinking, like, Jenna, you need to hide your letters better. Why are you hiding those letters at work? Bring
like,
that
you
stuff
literally
home.
have. Why is that sitting in your drawer unlocked? I mean, she doesn't know it's there. The new Jenna doesn't. But
Jenna, take that stuff home, girl.
Why is that there?
Yes. So Lucy, after finding this, Lucy, ding calls up Sparkle.
She was selling this information in order to take Poise down, and then she would move over to Sparkle and get, be the editor-in-chief.
Hot.
Yeah.
Selling her soul for a bigger part.
That's horrible.
Horrible. And then
I can't even imagine it. Like, just the character that they want us to think that she is, like, this horrible person before she, like,
I want to see
wakes up. It's just like, I can't envision it.
It's worse than Lucy.
It's horrible.
Like,
Lucy really isn't, in my opinion, Lucy is not the villain in this movie. It's old Jenna.
A lot.
Honestly, in Lucy's defense, like, I don't even, like, what is her crime? I mean, obviously the end. But before that, what's her crime?
She's
I
a
would
mean
be
girl.
sick of Jenna's crap too.
But
if my friend acted like a 12-year-old, I'm like, I'm sick of you. Like, I need my space. Leave me alone.
But she doesn't like new Jenna. She doesn't like nice Jenna. She's like the old bitchy Jenna. She's a mean girl. They're both mean girls. Why Lucy is still in Jenna's office, Matt comes over to meet with Jenna, and I think he was going to talk about his feelings too. He wanted to talk about the article, but I think he's fresh off the.
I want to know what he
dinner.
was gonna say. I want to know if he was gonna say the same things that he told her
later on.
Later on in the movie, or if he was going to be like, "I'm calling off this wedding for you."
I think he would have said both of those. I think he would have called off the wedding and said, "I love you." Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is
either or.
No, that's one thing.
Oh.
Not either or. Or would he have said what he says to her later? Like, he's like, yeah, I can't be with you. Like, when she shows up at the wedding.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think he would have said. Oh, I thought you meant like the first half. No, I think he was going to break up his engagement. I think he was full on ready to.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
They'll never know.
So, Matt has arrived at Jenna's office. He wants to talk to her about something, but we'll never find out. He's looking for Jenna, but instead he finds Lucy, his arch nemesis. So Lucy lies and tells him that Jenna decided not to use his photos. And she's like, Jenna...
She decided to go with a more experienced photographer.
Different direction. Yours were cute, though.
Right. Your stuff is cute.
Adorable.
She's like, hey, but, can you sign this release form? Maybe we can use your photos later in, like, a catalog or some garbage.
And he believes her so easily.
And
he doesn't even call Jenna.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. Like, he was just like, wouldn't even pick up the phone and be like, hey, this is what she's saying. Just believes her.
Right. And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
That's how much he thinks about Jenna.
Is that all she tells him? Is that she went with a different photographer?
Yeah, went with a different photographer.
That's what stopped him from calling off his engagement? That lie? Yeah. That's not even enough.
And maybe it was like to him, like, oh yeah, I forgot she's a mean girl. This is not the girl that I thought she was. Deep down inside, she
didn't even know her when she was a mean girl, though.
I mean, through high school, I'm sure she's just an adult version of that.
Whatever.
So
it's not enough. I don't think that's enough for him to change his mind like that.
I think he should have called her.
For him going to be like, easily. I'm gonna call off my wedding. And now I hear this lie, baby lie. Now I'm going to go back to having my wedding.
It's snapped. Like, what am I doing? I don't know this girl. But anywho, while that was going on, Jenna was heading to Matt's apartment. She's full of joy. She's excited. She's dancing in the rain when it starts raining on her. And she arrives to Matt's apartment soaking wet, happy. She knocks on the door, expecting for Matt to open the door, but instead
it's Wendy discussed herself.
Mm-hmm. She's like, "Hey, you again?" I think she calls her by the wrong name. She calls her like Judy or something,
and she's like Jenna.
I
was like, "Oh my god, sorry." But Matt's not here. He went out to get his tux, and Jenna's like, "His tux?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know, men, right? Can you believe it? We're getting married tomorrow, and he hasn't even got his tux yet. Why do you think that is, Wendy? Why do you think that is?" Maybe because it's not a priority, Wendy. Yeah. Why do you think it's not a priority, Wendy? Because he doesn't want to marry you.
Why y'all still in New York? Go to New Jersey already.
Oh, right.
Like, your wedding's in New Jersey. Go to New Jersey. Why are you still in here?
It's at his house.
It's at his house. Go to his house.
It's at the house.
It's at the house.
It's at his house.
Rude. It's at his house. He's not here.
Anywho. So, Jenna's like, okay,
Face drop.
Record scratch. I guess I'll excuse myself now.
Yeah.
So after that, Jenna makes her way back to the office.
She's about to do this.
She's about to give her presentation again, but now she's gonna give it to like the board or something. So she's like rehearsing. And then Richard comes in and he knocks on the door and she's like, "Are you ready?" And he's like, "Sweetheart, it's over." And then she's like, "Oh, did the meeting get rescheduled?" And he's like, "Baby, no, it's over." Lucy stole all of your ideas and she took them to Sparkle. She's gonna be like the new editor-in-chief there. And then Jenna's like, huh?
Come again?
And he's like, yeah, it's over for us. Like, there's nothing we can do. They're going to print tomorrow morning. Like, he's like, we are literally done.
Who was working at Sparkle that they were able to print this magazine so fast? Like, Jesus.
work faster than the
devil works
little
hard.
kids in the sweatshops.
There's got to be something.
In Indonesia and in China, they are working hard over there at Sparkle.
Yes. Also, in like everyday corporate America, you can't do that. There's like a non-compete form. I'm sure you would get sued if you try to sell their secrets, but in this storyline,
for the sake of the movie. So he tells her that this is over. And then Jenna, of course, goes to confront Lucy, who is in. I don't know why she wasn't escorted out the building.
Oh,
but for whatever reason, Lucy is still up in there packing up her stuff.
Right.
And Jenna is like, "How could you do this?" And then Lucy's basically like, "Look at the pot calling the kettle black." And then she's like, "I'm basically doing what you've been doing this whole time." And so Lucy tells Jenna, who, you know, unbeknownst to her, was not aware.
Yeah, doesn't know what's going on.
That herself was actually the reason why Poise, whatever the magazine is called, was in the toilet, because she was selling their issues and articles to Sparkle. And that she was in line to be editor-in-chief. And Lucy basically got there before she could.
It's a lot to do to become that. Like, I feel like you could have become editor-in-chief at Poise.
But I don't understand. What my question is, okay, if Jenna has spent these X amount of months selling you their material for her to go to Sparkle and become editor-in-chief, why all of a sudden Lucy gets to have the job?
That's a great question. She must have ran her the story or something, or like, I mean, in my head, the people at Sparkle who's buying this stuff aren't great
and
people anyways.
And how talentless are y'all at Sparkle to where y'all can't come up with your own content?
They're not doing something totally crazy. It's a magazine.
Right.
It's like,
y'all are doing fluff pieces.
Yeah.
You're doing how to gain a guy in 10 days articles.
Exactly. Like, they have Jennifer Lopez.
You're doing best summer looks this summer.
Exactly.
Like, that is what y'all are doing.
Like,
that's what y'all are writing.
Like,
it's not that hard.
Honestly, like, I don't even, like, it's not even, like, magazines aren't even that serious. I just pick up a magazine. I'm not like,
oh my goodness, this fluff piece is so much better than that fluff piece.
Exactly. Like, what are y'all doing?
Anywho, so basically, Looser. I did what you said. I think that's what you called her.
Lucen.
You called her like Lucifer. Anyway, Lucy is dropping the tea and is telling her, "Hey, baby, you was trying to come here and be editor-in-chief of Sparkle. Now I'm going to be editor-in-chief of Sparkle. And now you get to be stuck with the magazine that you single-handedly ran into the ground." And Jenna's just like, I am a horrible person.
She's shocked.
This Jenna was horrible.
I think this is really bad.
You know, I will say, when I was younger, I never understood the gravity of how bad of a person she was. I never got it.
Hundreds of people could have lost their jobs because of this.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
It never registered to me that she was doing, like, she was mean in person. I feel like that never registered me neither as a child.
Yeah. I think the only thing that registered was, like, she was selling this thing and that was bad. But, like, the whole, like,
I don't think I ever understood that. I think I was too dumb.
I don't think I even said, like, the gravity of the situation. Like, you could run a whole magazine to the ground.
I didn't understand the gravity, but I also didn't understand what she was doing.
I didn't get the plot.
I didn't get it.
I didn't get the situation.
I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah, what's Sparkle again?
Yeah. Which one is Sparkle?
Yeah, I didn't. Looking back, she was a really bad person. Like, I don't think I understand how bad of a person she was, but this is really bad.
So then she's basically like,
Jenna's distraught.
"What did you say to Matt?" She's like, "What did you say to him?" And she's like, you know, I don't remember. Basically. She was like, "Guess you have to figure it out for yourself."
So, really
and then, so Jenna hops into a taxi and she's like, "Well, gotta go get Matt."
Gots to go.
She's like, I gotta save at least one thing today.
Yeah.
So she hops in a taxi. She makes her way to New Jersey. But when she gets into the taxi driver just so happens to be the one and the only Chris Crandy.
You don't say.
Her high school sweetheart.
What? I did not see that coming.
And he's like, "Jenna? Jenna Rink?
Yeah.
It's me, Chris Crandy."
Oh,
and he looks horrible. He's gained some weight. He's a taxi driver.
Yeah. Not the hottest job.
Yeah.
But God bless taxi drivers.
Yeah,
but
we need him.
Yeah, she's the editor-in-chief.
We're not impressed.
We're
not impressed with his current life state.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "How have you been?" You free tonight? You seen anybody?
He's like, I still live at home with my
And
parents.
she's like, literally, stop talking to me. So he pulls her up to her house in New Jersey, whatever.
Oh, well, before that, they get stuck behind a train. She runs out of the car.
Oh, so
Because she runs to the house. That's how serious she's about this.
Oh, I didn't even know.
She gets stuck behind a train. She's like, I can't wait. Gotta go.
She's like, later, Crandy.
And you know what song is playing in the background?
What?
Is it Jesse's Girl? Am I tripping?
I don't know.
Jesse's Girl. Oh, that's what I thought it was. Anywho.
So she runs to the house. She enters the home because the wedding is at the house.
Give me access to the house. What is it?
Give me entry to the house. Give me access to the bitch. That goes so perfect. Literally, give me entry to the house. Give me access to the bitch. But she's in the house. She walks upstairs and she goes into the room that Matt is getting ready in, and she's like, "Maddie, what's she telling Jordan?" Because I don't remember.
She says a lot.
She said a lot. You take it from me.
So the first thing she tells him is that Lucy was lying. Let's get that off the
right.
off bat.
She's like, yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, you got it.
No, you can go. It was a lot. But first she was like, Lucy was lying. That's not true. But he's basically like, it doesn't matter.
But she's basically like, whatever person I was before we rekindled our friendship, I am not that person
I don't know
anymore.
who that is.
She's like, I don't know who that is. I don't know what Lucy told you. I'm not that person. She's like, this is not me.
Right. And he's basically like, it doesn't matter what Lucy said. Like, none of that matters.
He was like, I never believed her anyway.
He's just like, it just snapped me back into my right state of mind.
But she said something to the effect of like something. But I know she said basically tells him, she's like, you can't get married today because the only person you really should be marrying is me. She said something like that to him, and he's like, Jenna,
I can't.
Like he's like, I literally cannot.
I cannot.
And he's like, I've had so much fun with you over these past couple of weeks.
Yeah, he admits to having like strong feelings
and
for her.
He's like, I do have feelings for you and I care about you. But he's like, life just isn't this easy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't just like turn away from my responsibilities. And he's like, Wendy's entire family is out there. He's like, I can't. He's like, I just can't.
Right. And I can't turn back the hand of time. Like,
right.
This is not what it used to be.
Right. He's like, you've been a villain for the past 20 years.
Yes.
And just because you've been a nice person the past 2 weeks, I can't undo time.
Yeah. And it's time to move on, girl.
And so she basically is like, okay. And so then he goes into the closet and he pulls out the Barbie dream house.
That he's had.
The Jenna dream house that he has kept.
Yeah.
He's never thrown it away.
Never.
15 years he's gotten that thing.
Because he's been hanging on to this for so long. Like, dude, get a therapist.
And he pulls it out and he gives it to her. And he's like, I want you to have this. And then she's like, really, Maddie, I can keep it? And he's like, yeah.
And she says, like, she just wants him to be happy. And Matt says, I've always loved you.
Yeah.
And she leaves.
Oh, my God. That one hurt when he was like, Jenna. He said it with such, like, he's like, Jenna, I've always loved you.
Like he's
It pained him to like let her go.
Yeah.
But he was like, I've always loved you,
girl. You got a girl.
And then she's like, I love you, Maddie.
So she heads outside with her Barbie or Jenna dream house, and she
literally walks across the street. She literally walks across the street to her home.
Yes.
Not even across the street. Because there was no street. Yeah. She walks to the next house.
The driveway.
She walks across the driveway
into her home. So she's sitting outside in the front yard, like on her porch with the dream house. She hears the wedding music in the background. The wedding's beginning and she starts to cry. And she's sitting there and there's still some wishing dust on the dream house and the wind blows and then like the wishing dust goes over her. And she must have made a wish that she wished she was 13 again, but she didn't say anything out loud. But anywho, in the next scene, we see that Jenna is 13 again, and she's back at home in the closet.
Thank God.
Thank
goodness. Because this was not looking great for 30-year-old Jenna.
She's very happy to be there.
And she emerges from the closet. First of all, can we talk about what is in this Dollar Tree wishing dust?
It's meth.
That has this, it's got to be fentanyl on crack. Yeah. Because why does this have the power?
It's shrooms.
Transform her into a 30-year-old woman and then back into a 13-year-old.
It's ecstasy. She just saw her future and then like she came back into her body. She was like,
I really think we should expound on what this dust contains.
it was actually just drugs. She's been in the closet for 3 hours tripping balls.
This is Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
This is Alice in Wonderland.
She's woken up. She saw the future of what is going to happen, and she realized it. That's funny. That's a good point. Which I'll sell it out there.
Because what is that? Where is that from?
They just let that happen, right? They just
But
let that happen.
anywho, so she's back to being a 13-year-old, and she comes out of the closet and opens the door, and Maddie is right there. She jumps on top of him and she kisses him, and he's like, "Oh my goodness,
You're good at
whoa!"
this. Yeah.
He's like, "You know what you're doing?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, baby, I'm 30." But she pulls him up, and she's like, "Follow me." And then as they're running upstairs, Tom. I was supposed to say JoJo. Tom is coming down the stairs, and she's like, "I forgot my bag," or something like that.
Yeah. After stealing everything.
Yeah, after stealing all my
But never
junk.
her. She's like, I forgot my bag.
And then she has the project that Jenna did for them, and Jenna snatches it from Tom's arms, hands, whatever, and she rips it up, and she's like, "You're a bitch." And she says something.
Yeah, and she throws like the cup.
Yeah, and she throws a cup onto her, ruining her outfit. And Jenna and Maddie run upstairs out of the house.
She's like, "Come on, we're gonna be late." He's like, "Late for what?" She's like, "You'll see." Which I don't. That
didn't
part I
get that
was
part.
like, but
But
they go out the door. It's their wedding day.
yeah, as they exit the home, now they're 30 again.
Yeah,
And now we see Jenna and Maddie are getting married.
yes, it's their wedding day,
And they look so happy and they look so beautiful.
Yes.
And oh my God, I love every
love.
love every second of it. And then flash forward. Now we see them moving into a house together.
Yes.
They're unpacking, and then they sit on the sofa that for whatever reason is sitting on the front
Someone's gotta bring it
lawn.
outside. It's heavy.
And they sit down, and he's like, "Razzles, Mrs. whatever their last name is," and she's like, "Yes, please, Mr. whatever." All I want to say is, yeah, I love that she married Maddie and everything, but I want her to also be an editor-in-chief at Poise.
I was wondering that. I was like, so what happened to her? Also,
She
I feel like,
definitely doesn't have that life.
I also feel like, is he gonna be hot if they got together? Like, is he ever gonna be hot? Because I feel like
you think he still should be fat.
Yeah, I feel like he's not gonna. I don't think he should be
I
hot.
was thinking that too. I was like, because they got together, I feel like he should be fat and slow.
He's not gonna be hot.
But he just grew out his baby fat. That's all.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, that's really
That
all
was
it
the whole thing.
He just grew up as a baby fat. But yes, I agree.
But yeah, something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I love this movie. Oh, I was gonna say that I love this movie because you get a realistic ending and a happy ending at the same time. Because realistically, you can't just decide that I'm gonna be a good person for 2 weeks and get everything that you ever wanted. You're a bad person. You have to take up for your actions, even though she didn't know she was a bad person.
There's consequences.
Yeah, and you can't turn back the hands of time, baby. It's been 10, 15 years you've been a terrible person.
You see,
This is all your actions.
wanted her 2
I know you
weeks of
did.
right doing
I know
to be alone.
I know you wanted that.
And I wanted him to call off that wedding.
I know you did.
And them the board of directors to hear that presentation
I know
and
you
be
did.
like, the magazine is saved.
But what is the lesson in that?
We don't need lessons in
Yes,
movies.
yes,
we
we
don't
do.
need in a fluff movie about a 13-year-old
We
turning
need lessons.
30. We don't need a
Yes,
lesson.
we do.
We need happy endings. If this was an
We need
Oscar
lessons.
film,
You got a happy ending.
no, I want it both. She just marries Maddie. We don't know what happens with the magazine. We don't know what happens with Richard. We don't know what happens with the secretary. I want all of it to be
survives
resolved.
because there was never an evil person who worked for the company and sold their articles to Sparkle.
I'm sure that's what Tom doing if she work over
I
there.
don't think so. Tom was shocked by the whole thing.
I want Jenna to be editor-in-chief and married to Matt.
That point, I understand that. I agree. But guys,
Because why they left that unanswered?
I know. I hope she has a big girl job. I wonder what I think he's still taking photos.
He definitely still is a photographer.
Okay, bye guys. Don't forget to rate, subscribe.
Likes. subscribe, comment, review, share,
Yes.
post.
Follow us on social.
Follow us on social.
Please don't spoil the
media.
movie.
At Please Don't Spoil. What's our TikTok handle, Jordan? Jordan has had a TikTok account for us for months, and I had no idea this whole time. She's like, "Oh my God, Jade, I think we should do a TikTok live." I was like, "We don't have a TikTok." And then she shows me the TikTok. There's like 8 TikToks on there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You're TikToks, man. Our TikTok is Don't Spoil the Movie. But I think you can search it if you say Please Don't Spoil the Movie. It's searchable each way.
Why is it not Please Don't Spoil the Movie?
I don't know. I don't know how this thing works.
You should change it.
I don't know. It's the top says Please Don't Spoil the Movie, and then the @ is Please Don't Spoil the Movie. Maybe I can put the whole thing, or maybe I was trying to follow the Instagram. I think I was trying to follow the Instagram.
Yeah, follow the Instagram. What's the Instagram? Please Don't Spoil.
Oh, that was Don't Spoil the Movie.
It's Please Don't Spoil.
Or maybe it might have been already taken. Who knows?
Anywho,
Adios, muchachos.
goodbye.
Bye.